But then we came around. Now everyone's scared. Episode 3, we got.
We don't own a shop though, so like we don't have anything to really worry about. We can just spit all we want.
But we have almost 100 followers on Instagram.
And we have podcast beef.
Yeah.
Not at all.
They
I
don't
know those
even
guys.
know.
They need to keep doing content, honestly.
They probably don't even know we exist.
At all. Oh, hound dog.
Winter dog.
Unless they, unless they're going to be like, hey, they get forwarded stuff.
Hold on. Can you get that on the mic?
I don't even want to ask.
That's Wiener Dog's skin belly.
just slapping the wiener.
Oh, the wiener wants more petting.
Hound dog. All right, let's start now.
Oh, Jesus, Brody.
God damn. So much feedback.
Is there just so much?
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
Okay, never mind.
It sounds like you're scuba diving, you know? Like
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hold on here. Let me. I had some problems the other day with this damn thing. Okay, we're going to bring this back down, too.
Who are you podcasting with?
Yeah, Brody.
I keep going talk, test.
Hello. Mic check.
Going here, no? So we skipped that real quick there, Brody. So who are you podcasting with?
No, I wasn't podcasting with anybody.
So you just talking to your mom on your
I was on a shoot, and I needed this to do a recording, and the recorder didn't work, so now I'm here.
You're like, suck it. Nice. So, Jetta Rev Limiter, welcome.
Yeah.
Here we are.
We're in a new location.
And we're back.
We're at the Lemon House, we'll call it. Not for the flavor. It's actually their last name, Lemmons. That is our new recording area, the Lemon's House.
Is it with an S?
Yeah.
Yeah, lemons.
Yeah, well, there's
Where's
more
the
than
sign?
there's more than one of them. It's outside.
Oh, it's outside, sorry.
Did the spoon and fork? I mean, the spoon and... Yeah, the spoon and fork come with?
Yeah, I did, for sure.
The overly novelty large spoon and fork. That's sweet.
It looks like a Ponderosa steakhouse.
It does.
Circa 1995, which is killer. I'm not mad about it.
It's nice out here in the country.
Just fetching you a visual.
I feel like I'm in Wisconsin at a supper club.
Yeah, see?
Only like 6 people know what a supper club is. That's the best part.
That's what makes it so good.
Like, so many people are going to be Googling supper club now. Like, what the hell is a supper club?
Yeah, only the best thing ever.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You get, get yourself
year,
a membership.
I'll tell you this. Every year I go. Yeah. Every year I go to Crandon, I have to stop at a supper club.
Which one is that?
I have no clue what it's called, but it's the one in kind of by Rylander.
Oh, okay. That's not the one we went to when we came home from Redbud. Remember, we were like,
Oh,
what
no.
the hell is that? And we had to stop.
That was sketchy.
Yeah, it was. Great.
But a guy I go with, it's always entertaining. You get a little harmonica.
Old Joe Harowitz.
I was gonna say, that sounds like Joe.
Love that dude. He is wild.
Oh, it's a good time.
Yep. So what have you guys been up to?
I ordered hot parts for my Jetta.
Oh, yeah.
You were there.
Yep.
So,
half of them showed up from Europe. The other half are no idea.
We have no clue where they ended up. Like, my clutch showed up, and it looked like somebody took a whole DHL roll of tape and wrapped the thing up into a football, and they made it. Luckily, a clutch is a lot tougher, but I'm not sure what all was supposed to come with that, so we're currently trying to find it.
Yeah, EGR, race pipe, and custom exhaust.
That definitely didn't show up.
Gone.
to
the wind.
Oh.
Look out for eBay, okay?
Yeah, but luckily Darkside came
go.
through clutch and helped everybody out and got us new stuff on the way, so that helps a ton.
Yeah, they're awesome. Great customer service on that.
Tuning through them is really extensive, though.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Brody, tuning? Anything?
Tuning? Not yet. Not yet. You'll know when it's tuned, but it's not tuned yet.
That's funny.
People, it's a big topic for me, tuning, but not yet.
They can do emissions compliant tuning. You can keep your warranty.
If you listen to other diesel podcasts, you may have heard that.
Well,
you don't listen to podcasts.
Why would I listen to other podcasts when I know ours are the best?
Yeah, both of them.
All of ours. I just listened to it on repeat.
Got tongue tied there.
The previous 2,
but all 2 of them.
And then in the interim,
Episodes.
After you listen to the 2, it's just the Apocalypse Now soundtrack, and then you just go back to the first one.
Let's go through some stats here.
Here we are.
Red Diesel Podcast, 96 followers on Instagram.
I don't have that many friends and family, so I'll take that as a compliment.
We are killing it at this point. Then let's see, what are we at on YouTube? I want to say we're in the 30s.
Hey, I'll give you this much, Drew. You got a logo.
31.
31.
And
31.
And Drew ordered stickers this week.
I got stickers. I got a new logo designed. I got all the cool stuff. And here's a big one, guys. We got picked up by Fass Diesel Fuel Systems. I'm super pumped about that. I've always ran Fass on my trucks, and now everything is going to get a Fass pump, including the TDIs.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, you can put a Fass pump on a TDI, and we will be doing it.
Yes, kids, the CJAA does have a Fass system you can buy.
It's going to be sweet. So
It will be.
There's a SEMA truck looking for something.
you got to tune it.
Yeah.
You can't. No, I'm serious. You
No,
can't do an L5P without it tuning.
Can we just hook his up and just let it have the noise?
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to say it just to get the hype, okay?
Why does your fuel system sound like there's nothing going through your filters?
That's because there isn't. No, you can do like the return on one end and the feed on the other, and then just run them in a loop.
So you're
Like he's
aerating
got
your
a
fuel?
sump. He's got a sump that just feeds and bleeds back in.
We put a bean sump and it's just in and out.
All it does is aerate his fuel. Like, what is the point of that?
I kind of want that.
Yeah. No, that'd be neat.
I mean, it would filter it.
Yeah.
Pre-filter before it heads up.
Oh man, now we're on to something.
See?
All it's for is for filtering fuel.
Pre-filtering.
He's
And
got
heating. We can heat the fuel too.
Yeah, he'd have like 5 filters on that truck. Like the cleanest waterless air out or waterless fuel in the country. It'd be awesome.
They're like, what do you guys need? We need 5 L5P.
Yeah, seriously.
Why? I'm sorry. How many of those do you have? Oh, we only have 1, but we got an experiment.
Yep, we got an idea.
We're working on something.
Yeah, so you'll see Fass on the van coming UCC, so that's going to be a good time. Also, we picked up Rigid Industries. This came on board, so that's going to be sweet. The van's going to have some lighting on it,
That's
which
gonna
is
be lit.
Let's go back to our stats. Oh, good one, Ryan.
Thank you.
Can't let that one go by the wayside. That was too
Sounds
good.
like an extreme rush.
Yeah. Which is Brody's other show. Check that out. Extreme
Shameless. All of us. Shameless.
So many shameless plugs.
Somebody cue Garth Brooks.
Yep.
Hope you don't find a broken arrow anywhere.
Oh, there's Brody's other one. What other companies do you have?
Okay, shut up, Brady. R-Square
There's
Advantage.
some more in the works. We'll get to that later.
But we'll need permission to hunt.
Even paying attention.
Oh man, we're good. Let's see, we got Fass Diesel Fuel Systems. We got Rigid Industries. That's cool. Let's go back to the stats. We got 96 followers on Instagram.
And we got Fass.
We got Fass. We got Rigid Industries, and from day one we've had AMSOIL. So that's pretty sweet if you ask me.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot, because I saw the box when Drew got the Fass stuff today, and it had a handwritten letter saying, "Can't wait to see you boys."
That was from Jake. Jake's an awesome guy.
Jake's dope. So dope.
Hey, Jake. Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to meet you.
Can't wait to meet Brody.
Yeah, meet Brody.
A lot of people have not met him.
What,
What
Brody
else?
or Jake?
They can't even find me.
True.
They have a hard time seeing me.
Brody is the upper Midwest mini Sasquatch.
Yeah. No one's seen
Rarely
him.
filmed. Only been heard of by few.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, I saw a clear picture of him and I the other day, which was weird.
Yeah, on Champ Off Road. Can you
Yeah.
believe that?
I know. It's the first time we've ever been without our talent.
I didn't know what to think. Did you read the caption?
No.
Standing around waiting or something like that.
Those dicks.
Something with
I
your
was-
friends.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
You know why I wasn't there? I was working.
Though we were all
You know where
looking
I
at you.
was? I was getting you a Red Bull.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I was.
That was the Vision booth.
Yeah, because I was getting you Tiff a Red Bull too. So I was on a Red Bull run from the tent.
Ah, makes sense.
And then I happened to see my compatriot here, Brody.
Yep.
Yep, makes sense.
And then we look over and I saw my coworker taking a picture and I was like, hey, y'all, look around.
Quick, look busy.
Look, yeah. And so when he took the picture, I was kind of thinking, I'm like, uh-oh. Like,
That's gonna make it on the internet.
yeah, I did not think that, but I thought I was going to make it somewhere. But
That's awesome.
and then I'm like, oh, okay. But we were all sitting around talking about Drew.
Yeah, since I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Always good things. Come on.
Drew, what else is new? What are you doing now? Ryan's doing his thing. What are you doing?
I'm back to actually working in the summer. My summer job.
Summer job. Now
Your
you're back.
only job.
No, no.
I mean, you're a trucker too, but that's only when you decide you want to drive truck.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. I guess my only job. So I'm back in my only job.
You're telling me you didn't want to drive truck down to Minneapolis?
No, I did.
I work in Minneapolis. It's fun as hell.
Yeah. No, that's
I've got video to show you later. It's sweet.
the most interesting job you can get is driving truck in Minneapolis.
We can go
What was that
fast.
guy's name that got
Which
attacked during the? He got attacked during the
The
Rodney
trucker?
King rides.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Hold on, I'm Googling.
I'm sorry, we're Googling. So, Brody, while he's Googling.
Did you see that a guy, I think it was a Corvette, down in Minneapolis late at night, came around hit a barrier, went into a tunnel, and
Oh, that was the Lowry Tunnel, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. I drive
Was
by
that
all the time.
was that a Corvette?
I don't think it was a Corvette.
I don't know what it
Something like
was, but it rode the guardrail all the way through the tunnel and then it exploded. It was
Yep.
amazing.
Killed 2 of them instantly.
That was,
They didn't see it coming.
No, well,
well,
they did because I'm sure there was that couple seconds of panic coming into the slide.
Fair enough.
Reginald Denny was his name.
Reginald. That's a great
Denny.
name. We need to bring
Reginald
that
Denny.
back.
He sounds like someone from the military.
Or he owns a fast food chicken franchise adjacent to Colonel Sanders.
sounds like a Minnesota.
That's what I think when I
Yeah.
think that.
No, he's from California.
He moved from Minnesota.
Much like most people in the Southwest. Came from the Midwest somewhere.
you were talking about that a lot. Like you had it when you were in Arizona. You had to say that all the time.
I know.
Yeah, I'm from Minnesota.
Everyone is.
They're like, say it funny. I'm like, that's not, I don't talk like that. Like, say it with a bunch of O's.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You guys want some hot dish?
Got any tater tots? Oh, we should get some tater tots tonight.
Tater tot hot dish?
No, tater tots at the $2 Slappy Jacks.
Oh, can't wait. Can we take the hood stack car so we can do a lighter out of there?
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Fun fact. We are now on our, third oil pan for your car?
Yeah.
Because that happened.
What?
So Dickhead rolls back into town. He takes it. We get it back to the shop, and it leaves a spot. And I'm like, what'd you hit? And he's like, a lot of stuff. Here we are.
It left a big spot.
It was a big one.
Like,
Where'd you hit a turtle?
no, I hit the ground with the oil pan.
You can see the mark on the subframe through the oil pan where Dingus here hit.
Yeah.
And like literally he's like, oh, well, it's just a little dent. I told him, aluminum doesn't dent. And he's like, okay, well, we need a new pan. And luckily we stock them at my shop now.
Yeah.
We have another one to go.
We have a spare.
So Drew is now every 10K oil pan guy.
Yep.
10K.
I've never loosened a drain plug on his car.
He's never put one back in. He's loosened them because you have to drain it before you
I've
drop
never
the pan.
loosened them with the intention of putting it back in, though.
Yeah. Well, don't cover it up. You just never put one back in.
Fine. No, church stuff. I see how it goes. So, yes, we had to redo an oil pan on Drew again.
Yep.
Wow.
Were you guys paying attention what happened this weekend? ODSS round 1?
Yeah.
Anybody?
I was getting highlights from you.
Anybody?
That's all I was getting from.
I happened to be in North Carolina for work, so I swang over to Piedmont. I want to say is how it's pronounced. Piedmont Raceway.
Piedmont it is, yes.
Piedmont, North Carolina, which is crazy because so I typed this place in. I was right next to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and they have what's called the Z-Max Dragway. It's this giant drag strip and stuff, and so I'm like, oh, this is gonna be something that size. It's the first round of ODSS, and so I'm driving across North Carolina looking for this place. Come up on like a drag strip in the middle of a field. I'm like,
Sweet.
oh, this is it. It was, and then I pull up to the ticket booth, and the chick's like $40, and I was like, I'm towing a trailer because I had the race truck behind me, and I'm towing a trailer, and she's like $40, and I'm like, fuck, for parking? I'm like, man, that's a lot of money. She's like, no, that's for everything. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, parking, weekend pass, like everything. I'm like, holy crap. So $40 for the whole kit and caboodle. And I'm like,
Wow.
Here you go. So like I showed up, I paid $40, parked my truck and trailer in the parking lot, meandered into
So
the
how was
event.
parking your truck and trailer, by the way? I could ask that.
It was pretty funny because, so I pulled up and there was like 10 people in lawn chairs.
How many sparkly pants amongst them?
I don't know. None out there.
Really?
I was really disappointed in the amount of tooted and booted trucks I saw. I only saw one.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I was like, limiter. And he just kept driving. And I'm like, man, I was really hoping like North Carolina was just kids on limiter and like tooted and booted trucks everywhere. Nope. One. And maybe it was where I was at.
I'm kind of depressed about that.
Yeah. But anyway, I go back into the spot and there's like 10 people and I roll the window down. I'm like, hey, no judging. And they're like, pressure's on. And like, I backed it in or whatever. And it was funny. And then like walking in, it was just everyone, it was like a truck show. It was just, everyone had their hoods up. Everyone was hanging out. I'm like, this is the most laid back bitching thing ever.
So that wasn't a show and shine you sent me? That was actually just the parking
It's
lot?
just the parking lot.
Dude, that rivaled UCC show and shine.
I
Those
know.
are some few high-dollar trucks.
It was impressive.
Damn.
That's why I made the comments. I'm like, Brody?
As soon as I was like, goddamn.
It was pretty
Did
awesome.
anybody answer yes, or was it who's Brody?
No, it was a bunch of glaring at me. I think I'm too dark.
I mean, yeah, you do have your summertime hue, do you?
Yeah, I think it didn't go well. But no, another thing that I want to point out too is when you go to these races and look at like the race trucks, like you look at, so we obviously watch YouTube a lot, and you see Levon Miller and the Fire Punk guys.
Yeah.
And then you see like Ben Shaddy and the AMSOIL car. I don't even know what that thing is. I think it's a Corvette. That's what they try and say it is.
Some stretched monstrosity.
Yep. Ryan Milliken came out with a brand new car, and he was out there. And these things are tiny. They're not normal sized vehicles.
Like they're quarter size or 3/4 size?
I think they're like half.
No shit.
Like Firepunk's S10 is like the smallest S10 I've ever seen in my life.
So
and then
crazy.
like literally Ben Shaddy came by in his car, like the hood is half the car, and like the cockpit is smaller than this table. It's tiny.
That's ridiculous.
That's kind of
That's cool
crazy.
as hell, though.
And then like you watch them go down the drag strip at like 4 seconds or whatever they were going, like 4.2 I think was the fastest run I saw. And like the concussion from the hood stack is just like in your chest. It's the gnarliest thing ever.
I'm so bummed I didn't get to go.
Yeah. No, we'll go to the next one. And obviously it's UCC.
Would you go? Yeah, so you would go back.
Oh, absolutely.
What's
No,
the
we're
third
going to
one?
drive TDIs out to the next one because they had car racing there. They had a bunch of dudes in BMWs, and I'm like,
These
oh,
Deutsch bags.
dude, we're bringing TDIs to this thing, and I'm going to battle some BMW. I don't know if we have anything for them, but it'll be fun as hell to.
I have some really good wrinkly tires at home. That'd be funny just to mount
For the
your
front?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's funny because I saw a BMW there. I'm like, oh, look, it's a 330D. And then he's got like weld racing wheels.
Yeah.
And like wrinkle wall cheater slicks on there.
Can you imagine the turning radius of nothing with your front wheel drive?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it'd be so sweet. And then highlight of the night was Michael Dalton from RLC.
Yeah.
Like brought me in. Like I'd talked to the dude a few times on the internet, and super, super nice guy. Like one of the nicest dudes you can meet in the industry. And he's like, oh, you know, every time I talk to him, he's like, swing by the pit. And so I did. I was like, all right, I'm going to pull up and, you know, say hi. And he was so excited to see me, and then like brought me in, introduced me to his crew and his wife, and everyone hung out. And then like I went up to the staging lines with him. He's like, come to the burnout box. And so like I was up front, I got to go in the burnout box. He's doing like burnouts, and then they got to do a hit off the line. At that point, it was his personal best. It was I think a 5.24 or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, and his truck is I learned way too much, but his truck's actually like a true pro street truck.
Okay.
Because it's 2-wheel drive. So you see a lot of guys that you think are pro mod trucks, but they're not pro mod trucks. Like pro mod dudes are like 2,500 pounds. That's how much those things weigh. It's insane. And then his truck's like 4,000.
Like this is wet, ready to go?
Ready to go.
Jesus.
And he was, I think 4,400 is what his truck weighed. And then the nearest dude was like 28, $3,000 or something like that in the pro mod class. So he went to pro street, which is normally 4-wheel drive trucks, and he's running a 2-wheel drive truck, but he's got big old meats on the back.
Yeah.
So as long as his truck hooks and books, he's good. Like the only reason he didn't win, I think, is because I think he had too much boost to it and blew the tires off of it. So it was sweet as hell to like be a part of it and be inside the scene and watch those guys. Yeah. And then his crew's just such nice people, and it was awesome. It was such an experience. So we'll definitely have to mob out to the next one and just hang out for the weekend. And I mean, like the Ohio ones, they're what, 10 hours away or something?
Yeah, I got family down there, so we got a place to stay even.
I don't know if I'd stay with your family.
No, yeah, come on. All right, fine. We'll get a Super 8.
The Appalachian people.
What do you mean Appalachian?
I'll pay the $109 to get him a
What the hell is that supposed to mean, sir?
Is that where you're from, Ryan?
Yeah.
You kind of look like you came out of the foothills.
Which is is funny.
You gotta meet my uncle because he wears the shortest jean shorts and he has a mullet that's been there forever and he wears cutoff t-shirt and yeah, he is something out of fabled.
It sounds like your exact outfit for the 5K we're running.
No, that's I'm doing
Forrest Gump. I know, but that's like short jean shorts and like a shitty shirt.
Goddamn, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. By the way, Ryan and I signed up for a 5K. Brody, are you coming?
You're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing the extreme.
We
5K.
have to.
It's not even just a 5K, like folks. This is like
it's like Spartan things.
I really feel like this is what the guys go through to become a Navy SEAL, and then we get nothing but a chintzy gold medal.
No, I think the Navy SEAL dudes try a little harder than this.
Yeah, but they're built for it.
Pretty,
I'm not. Have you seen me?
They're advanced. You're
this is like
novice.
what overweight chicks do to like pass the time on a Saturday.
Well, if those overweight chicks are passing me, everybody, I'm real sorry, and I've given up on life.
You'll see it on the internet.
Yeah,
That'll be hilarious.
I'll be your coach.
Yeah. You
I'm
gotta come
running
out.
there.
No. If I'm dressing up as Forrest Gump, you got to dress up like Jenny.
Oh,
Sundress,
Jesus.
wig, the whole nine.
That'll be epic.
Let me go to the, Goodwill and
You could borrow my wife's skirt. Jesus, come on.
buy it.
You hem that thing up a little bit because it's going to be too long for you.
Yeah, that is true. How tall is she?
6'1"?
Oh, Jesus Christ. About a foot. Oh, my God. 12 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12 feet taller than me.
Oh, you could just wear a miniskirt. That would be perfect then.
No, this is gonna be sweet.
Wait.
But yeah, so yeah, that was an awesome time. We're definitely gonna go to the next one. Obviously, the next one's UCC, so we're gonna go to round 3. But the next one's gonna be awesome. And then Michael told us he's like, I'm gonna come hang out, so he's gonna be on the podcast coming Saturday.
Awesome.
Then we're gonna have Jake from Fass Fuel Systems on the podcast Saturday also.
Yep.
I don't think anyone from AMSOIL is going to be out there. I don't think anyone from Bridget's going to be out there. So then it's just be us BSing in the AMSOIL booth. So
And if the van survives Friday, what are we doing with it?
the van survives Friday, which by survives I mean the motor. Like if I roll it, I'm still going to put it on its wheels.
Oh, yeah, no, by all means. That's just putting fluid back in it.
Oh, my God.
I'm still. I mean, with the AMSOIL deal, like we'll just put fluid back in it, let it eat. And so we're going to go on the dyno, and then if we spray all the nitrous on the burnout pad, we're going to go ahead. Michael said he'd fill us back up.
Yeah,
so we got mother bottle, and Michael's bringing a couple mother bottles, I'm pretty sure. So he's going to have a mother bottle, and we're going to get nitrous refills until.
Yeah, that's a good day. I just can't wait. I've been working on that thing the last couple nights. I got a new FICM for it finally. Yeah, it's going to get some other little mods to make it do burnouts a little better.
Yeah, like no glow plugs.
No brakes. No rear brakes, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll have front hydraulics set up, but it's just weight reduction.
Oh, man. That's going to be such a fun event. I can't wait.
I'm so stoked for it.
I'm so pumped.
This is going to be nuts.
Yep. And then who do we got on the show today, Brody?
Yeah, right.
We got my buddy Kyle from Kelderman.
What do they
SEMA
do?
crowd.
SEMA crowd. We're getting into
SEMA
we're
crowd.
going to
SEMA crew
You're going to where
2021.
what I enjoy.
Yep.
The show and shine.
Yep, the old spiff month. It was, dude. Oh, there's another. I'm gonna keep bringing up the.
No, please do.
I'm gonna keep bringing up around one. So, I'm sitting in the bleachers hanging out. This kid literally pulls up in his truck, backs up to the drag strip. His girlfriend gets out, climbs in the back, and starts opening the cooler. Like, takes her sweatshirt off, like gets set up, like pulls drinks out of the cooler. He's no joke detail spraying his car, his truck. Nice ass Chevy, and he's like detail spraying it and like wiping it down and stuff, and like they're at the drag strip.
What do you
Like,
expect?
he was so amped, and like, man, I appreciate that. Like, he brought his girl out. She was looking her best. He was looking at his best. The truck was looking great. She got
Their life goals.
she got the drinks out. As soon as he was done wiping her down, he popped back in the truck. The whole event, they sat there holding each other, drinking beers, and just hanging out at the drag strip. I'm like,
They better be engaged.
sign me up. That is
where do I
fucking
get-
sweet.
Where do I find me a diesel bunny like that?
Oh man, that's sweet. What are they called?
See?
I don't know. What is the
What is
term for diesel girls?
Oh my God.
Internet.
Can we text? Who do we know?
We can ask Kyle.
text
Probably
Barb.
would know.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, save
well-
that question.
Yeah, save that.
That'll be our first question for Kyle. It's gonna be bitching.
All the
Straight
questions
into
we
it.
can ask him.
No, we'll give it a minute. So Kyle, meet Drew and Ryan.
Howdy.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
How are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
So we'd like to talk to you about trucks.
First question, though, buddy. What is it?
No, he's gonna. You want to warm him up first? Or you just want to go straight into the first
straight
question?
into it. Kyle would know.
Oh, Kyle, this is Drew.
Yeah.
I have a great question. What do they? So, in the horse world, the chicks that like chase the pros are called buckle bunnies,
Hockey,
and
it's puck bunnies.
and in hockey it's puck bunnies, and then at the motocross track it's
Snow bunnies.
track snacks,
Track snack. Oh,
Yeah.
track snacks,
Not
snowcross.
snowcross.
pro hose, racer chasers. So
Yeah.
in the diesel industry, what are those chicks called?
I don't know. I've always called them truck spots, but
Truck sluts. I like it.
All right. Simple.
I'm in. That's awesome.
that's all we needed, Kyle. That's all I needed.
All right.
Right here, boy.
You have a good day, buddy.
all right, perfect.
No, we got a bunch of questions for you, actually.
Great.
So Kyle, what in the heck? Who are you and what do you do, buddy?
Kyle Jen Hartog. I'm the install manager for Kelderman Manufacturing or Kelderman Air Suspension in Oskaloosa, Iowa.
How the heck did you get started in that? That's what I want to know.
dumb luck, I guess. the guy that used to be the manager, I knew him for a while outside of us both working at Kelderman. He took a job there. About 6 months later, I was looking for a job. We were just bullshitting one night, and he's like, stop out and see Jeff and have a chat with him, and maybe they'll hire you. So I got off work one night from where I was working at then and stopped by and was bullshitting with him, and then talked to Jeff a little bit, and a couple days later they called me back and like, hey, if you want a job, we'll hire you.
Nice.
So that was...
Where were you working before that?
So right before that, I had a very short stint at a John Deere dealership.
Ooh.
As a mechanic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't sound too sad
And
about
before
that.
that, I spent about 8 years as a heavy equipment mechanic working at a rental company for construction equipment, stuff like that, lifts and skid loaders, backhoes, whatever.
Gotcha. So you've always been pretty handy with the wrench.
Yeah, my dad was a mechanic when I was a little kid. So I can remember working on cars and stuff in the driveway, after hours projects,
Yep.
and turning wrenches. If you ask him, he said I started climbing up on the fender and getting in his way when I was about 7 years old and helping him, and, the old routine, hold the flashlight, get yelled at, learn new words.
The youth of the
I was going to say, I feel
Iowa.
that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you always been working on stuff. So the transition over to Kelderman probably wasn't that big of a strange deal for you then, huh?
No, I fell into it pretty quickly. It didn't take me very long, and I had it sort of figured out, and enough to be dangerous, I guess, and just kind of took off from there. So I started at the bottom, I guess, if you will, with the installs, building the trucks, and worked my way up. And a couple years ago, the guy that hired me parted ways with the company, and I had already kind of taken a position as like his right hand, doing stuff that he didn't have time to do, or if he was on the road or something, I would kind of run the shop and make sure everything got done. And so it was a pretty natural progression.
Nice.
To where I'm at now.
Nice. And then, so for the people that don't know, like, we obviously know what Kelderman is because of Brody, but why don't you explain a little bit about what Kelderman does and what they do for the diesel world?
Sure. So Kelderman is probably the most known name for air ride suspension on like 3/4 ton, 1 ton trucks, medium duty trucks, trailers, RVs, that kind of stuff. So we make everything from stock height air ride suspension for like say a 250 or 2500 Ram or a 2500 Chevy rear, all the way up to, we've got a 10 to 12 inch kit for the 17 plus Super Duties, and 10 to 12 inch kit for the 20 plus Rams.
Did you say 12?
19 plus Rams.
Okay, that's a full American foot, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's cool.
You guys ever heard of Bigfoot?
What? Do we know anyone with a 12-inch Kelderman kit?
No.
Dang.
Not a full Kelderman kit, but David's track truck has a 12-inch rear on it.
David has a track truck?
Whoa, Wendy. What?
You didn't know this?
Oh, tracked.
Track.
I thought you meant like drag
racetrack.
strip, like goes to the track and races it. I'm like, when did David get a race truck?
Why would you put a 12-inch lift on that?
To clear the tracks. It's got like...
No. I was thinking it was a racetrack truck.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, why would you? What kind of weird redneck stack are we running?
What a weird rake. Do you guys sell half kits a lot?
It's not super common, but there are guys that'll do just our rear on something and then, throw like a Cognito or a Fab Tech or a BDS front on it or something like that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That would make sense if you're like towing, because you guys fully like replace the leaf springs and everything. It's a complete like 4-link setup with bags.
Correct. Yeah. It's 4-link with a track bar. So if you want to get technical about it, some guys will call it a 5-link rear.
Gotcha.
But it's not triangulated or anything like that. It's just
Floating.
straight 4-link, and then we add a track bar to everything on the rears.
Man, I could have used that this weekend coming over from Iowa.
Oh, I bet.
Those bridge embankments.
Yeah.
My poor dually.
Poor-
God, I thought I was gonna break something.
Yep.
Well,
So what truck do you have?
Yeah.
So I have an '05 F350. It's
Ooh, 6-liter.
single rear wheel short box.
What do you got done to that old girl?
Nothing too crazy. So the short version of it is I bought it, and 3 days later the EGR cooler blew.
Yep.
So
That'll happen.
I was coming home from Iowa City, hauling my brother's truck that broke down in Iowa City, and about halfway home, so I don't know, probably 45 minutes to an hour away from home, just blasting down the interstate. All of a sudden, it looked like a freight train, just puking smoke out the back of it.
That's awesome.
And I kind of had, when I bought it, I had a little bit of knowledge of the 6-liter, but not a ton. I am now a semi-pro at it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Not by choice, by chance.
Yeah, it was strictly forced upon me.
I feel that.
I
Actually.
stopped and started checking some stuff out, and I was low on coolant. And I'm like, well, I know where that's going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does your
We're
brother?
just gonna send it.
Did your brother have a 6-liter?
No, he had what did he have at the time? I think he had just a little F10.
Oh,
like
okay.
a
Okay.
DR2
Okay.
F10,
Because
I
that would have
think
been a
it was.
travesty.
It would have been funny seeing a 6-liter.
That would have been really. That would have been a hell of a story.
Yep. So do you get to go to all the SEMA events with all with
I
Kelderman?
do. Yep, we go. Hopefully we'll have it this year. It got canceled last year, but yeah, I go around to some of the shows and stuff, and SEMA, I go out ahead of everybody and kind of get everything set up and organized and ready to rock, and then of course the salesman and Jeff show up and hang out, and all the hard work's done.
Yep, they get the cushy jobs.
Yep.
Are you coming to UCC this year?
There was a brief conversation about it. I don't know if I'm going to have time to or not.
Well,
I'd love to get out there to it. I've never been to it. A couple years ago, David and Pleasant went to it and hung out, and they were telling me about it. It sounds like a pretty awesome event, but I don't know if I'm going to get to go or not.
You should this year, especially.
Definitely should. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll keep in touch about that, Kyle. I'll drag you along.
Yeah.
Even if the snack
Yeah,
lady's
sure.
coming, maybe.
Who's the snack lady?
What are we doing with snacks?
Lex.
Oh,
Oh.
I might drag Lex with. I might drag my fiance with.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, get it right.
I don't think you have a choice, dude.
I mean, the perk to it is she brings good snacks. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh. Well, Drew knows.
Yeah.
Drew lived with me for a while.
Yep. I saw it firsthand. If Brody, it was always a drag race to see who got home first, because Lex would only make one other meal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know.
if I got home before Brody, she'd be like, "Oh, there you go, Drew," and I'd be like, "Ha!" Like, I'm eating it when Brody gets home.
That's fine.
That's all. How did you guys meet?
Kyle and I?
Yeah.
Kyle and I met, was it 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years. Yeah,
SEMA.
2 years. Yeah, so the last SEMA that actually happened. I went down with David Fisher. I was going to help him drive out a bunch of stuff to Kelderman to SEMA, to Vegas. So I drove down. I think it was. Oh, actually, it's a really good story now that I think about it, Kyle. So David and I left at midnight in Minneapolis and drove down to Kelderman. We get there at like, oh my God, I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. No one's there, 4 or 5. Anyways, I walk in and there's another portion of the office that looks like a barn. Like inside the shop is another barn. And so I go in there, I go up to the top, and David's like, hey, we'll just take a nap upstairs for a while. It's okay. So I go up top, and it's actually Kyle's office. But then he has couches and whatnot in there, and it's dark. Like there's like one shop light, and it's like you go to like any kind of shop, it always has one light in there.
Yeah.
Well, I go in there, I lay down, and all of a sudden I pass out hard, and I'm gone. Next thing I know, I get woken up by this guy. I don't think David was in there at the time. It was just me.
Dude. No, he was in there, but he was asleep on the couch. And you were in the chair right in front of the door when I walked in.
Yeah, it was the first person. And Kyle's like, hey. And I was like, hey. I was just like, you get the, where am I?
What's happening?
Yes. I don't really remember what Kyle said because I was so out of it.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, ugh. So right there and then Kyle's like, there's some guys sleeping on my couch up there. Like, then they're all working down on the trucks. And little did I know, it's a good thing I did take a nap. And then we ended up, I came down for a little bit till, I don't know, like 10 o'clock to noon or whatever, and helped them get everything kind of started loading up.
Wait, you slept till 10?
Like 5 hours.
And everyone was working?
This gets better. It gets better. I slept. So I go down and talk to David, and David goes, hey, I recommend you going to bed now because I'm going to need you to drive all through the night.
That seems threatening.
And so I go, and I kind of I did the math in my head. I was like, oh shit, like I'm going to be going for a good huck.
Yeah.
And so I go into Kelderman's. Now I moved my little bed to not the office to now I'm in Kelderman's actual motor, like his trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Nice.
now I'm sleeping
That
in the
sweet RV that's wrapped.
yeah,
Oh,
the
that thing's
camper,
sweet.
whatever.
So you moved up from the office. Okay.
So now I'm in his king side. Now I'm in the bed. Like I'm in the queen, like the master suite or whatever.
Yeah.
I pass out. Next thing I know, it's like noon. I didn't get up till 5. Like 6. and I
You got a
wake
full
up.
8 hours of sleep.
Oh, I was rested, man.
You slept more than you do normally.
Yes. And so I wake up, I come to the back of the trailer and I look. Pleasant's razor is in there, all put away. Like they were like shaking the crap. I knew they were like making noise in the back, but I was out during this whole thing. Almost, and now they have the trailer in there and they're getting the truck. I think one set of trucks already left to go down, and now we're loading Pleasant and David's truck up now. And I come out and I'm like, oh my God, like we really made some improvements here since I've been sleeping all afternoon.
Way to go, team.
So I'm like, all right, guys, let's load up. I got snacks. All right. So then we got everything loaded up. I think, Kyle, you flew out the next morning, I think, or something like that. And Lex was actually getting sent out too.
Yeah.
Like, I was flying Lex out.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So I was in Flagstaff.
Yep. And so it was on her birthday. So then that day I drove from Iowa. That night, I think we made it to, I drove almost, oh my God, I think to part of almost Texas. You okay?
Yeah.
You thirsty? And so we get to Texas and David wakes up. He's like, hey, we're gonna switch. I said, all right. So I slept like 3 hours. Not even that. Next thing you know, I'm getting up again. And then I'm like, David's having a hard time. We were switching back and forth. And we get to Vegas. And then Kyle, I'm on the phone with Kyle. No, David called Kyle and goes, hey.
David called me.
Yeah, he goes, hey, you need to go down. You need to go meet Lex down at the bar. He's like, who's Lex? And I was like, Kyle, go hang out with Lex. It's her birthday. You need to go hang out with her.
You sent him down to
Yes.
Lex on her birthday without you.
Dude, the day before he met him by sleeping on his couch in his office.
Yes.
And then the next day he sends him to meet his girlfriend he's never met either.
You're part of your family at this point.
And then, Kyle, didn't you take her out to dinner too?
Yeah, we did.
So Kyle took her out.
So for Lex's birthday, she got to hang out with Kyle.
Yes.
That's great, man.
100%. Hey, so I'm going to back up his story a little bit
Yeah.
to when I first walked in. I've never met him, and he's the first person I see. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy in my office? And he just kind of wakes up and looks at me, and he points to his left. And I look at the couch, and David's all like mouth open, asleep on the couch.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh,
That's
okay.
right.
So I quietly go in and set my shit down and go back and go downstairs and go to work because everything's got to leave that day. This is on Thursday before SEMA starts. So downstairs, and he slept for a little while. He came down, moved to the toy hauler. We're still working, and like David's truck's still in pieces. Pleasant's truck's mostly done. Those are the 2 that are leaving from our shop to go there for SEMA. They hadn't already left. I think there was another truck that left already.
That's definitely the SEMA crunch.
Oh, dude, 100%. He goes to sleep. Like, we completely loaded the back of the toy hauler with all of our displays. And if you've ever been around Pleasant's Razor, you know how loud it is.
Oh, yeah.
Fired it up, drove it into the toy hauler,
Not a clue.
shut it off, not a peep out of him.
The toy hauler you were
Strapped
sleeping
it
in?
down. I mean,
Wow.
totally. Got all the trucks and everything loaded. I think he got up right as we were finishing loading the last truck and strapping down everything. David, I think it was David's truck.
Good timing.
He gets up and comes out, and everybody takes off. So this is like, I don't know, probably like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah. We didn't leave till 9. We didn't leave till 9.
Yeah, it was late. Now, I had to go home and pack and get everything ready to go for 5 a.m. flight, or 6 a.m. I think I had to be there at 5. It was 6 a.m. It's like an hour drive. So I left at like 4:30 in the morning. Got to Vegas at like 11 o'clock in the morning. Went down to the hall, checked everything out, made sure everything was good to go. I actually went back at like 12:30 on Friday afternoon and went to sleep. When David called me to go hang out with Lex, he woke me up at like 5 o'clock at night. So I like totally just crashed out. And I told him, he's like, you need to go hang out with Lex. I'm like, who the fuck is Lex? And why am I hang out with him?
That's awesome.
And he's like, it's Brody's girlfriend. You got to go hang out with her. She's downstairs by herself. And I'm like, I don't care.
He was so good.
On the phone and he's like, dude, it's her birthday. And I'm like, oh, fuck you for guilting me into going and hang out with her.
Little did he know how to change his life forever.
Yep.
You mean the little kid in the office is old enough to have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Right? So the best part is I'm like, okay, what bar is she at? And he's like, I don't know, she's at the bar. And I'm like, dude, there are 5 bars in this hotel.
Yeah, I know.
That's a broad statement in Vegas.
Well,
a little more information. He's like, it's right off the casino floor. She's got on a bright pink hoodie. And I'm like, okay, that can't be too hard to find in Vegas.
Yeah.
So,
If I go downstairs.
I walk through. I walk around. I can't find anybody in a bright pink, nothing, let alone a bright pink hoodie.
Oh, I was on the phone with her, too. I was like,
yeah. I called David back, and I'm like, dude, she's not here. I don't know where she's at. And I'm like, I can't find anybody in a bright pink hoodie. And I can hear Brody in the background. And he's like, ask him where he's at. And I'm like, I am literally standing in the middle of the casino floor where all the aisleways converge next to the big bar on the casino floor. And David goes, turn to your left. And I turn, and there's this chick standing there waving her ass off at me. Yeah. Gray hoodie that has FXR in pink across it. The only thing that's pink is FXR on the front of it.
Yeah. There's only like 6 people in Vegas with FXR on.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, he missed the whole pink hoodie.
Yeah, I know. Little did Kyle know he's got his hands full with Lex.
Yep.
Yeah.
We all got her.
You set him up hard.
It was a good time. We hung out. We had some drinks.
That's fun.
I was actually supposed to go to dinner with a customer, and they were supposed to be there by like 8 o'clock. And at like 9, my customer hadn't called me, and they were still like 2 hours away. So she's like, well, he's not making it for dinner. And I was like, well, I haven't heard from my customer. I was like, you want to go to dinner for your birthday? He's like, yep.
That worked perfect.
Yeah, you guys.
Brody doesn't get to live down that I took his girlfriend out for her birthday dinner.
Yeah, I still owe him for this.
Yeah.
Speaking of that check's come due.
Yeah.
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 But we had a lot of fun at SEMA.
SEMA's always fun.
It was good. It was a good time.
Yeah. How many SEMAs have you been to?
Killed each other. It was good.
Wait, what?
What'd you say, Kyle?
I said David and I almost killed each other, and it was good.
Like in anger or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of us were tired, and our sales guys had overbooked our outdoor booths. There wasn't enough room for. Well, there ended up being enough room for all the trucks, but they were almost all touching each other.
Yep.
And we were trying to park trucks, and needless to say, we were getting mad at each other.
Just so you guys know, I showed up at the tail end of this, like right when it was heated, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? We can't figure out how to fucking park trucks, and trucks aren't getting parked, and no one wants to listen in this one. And I'm the middleman, so I'm like, hey, Kyle, how are you? He's like, don't even talk to me. I go to David, hey, don't even fucking talk to me. I'm like, boy.
All right, I guess I'm not talking to you.
All right.
You're the mediator to a really bad divorce. So.
Yeah.
I know you hate him, but like, we got to get this done.
Yeah.
You sign the paperwork, we can get out of here.
You need to go talk to him. You're going to be here all weekend.
You get the NFL plates.
Yes. You have all week with them. Figure it out.
How many SEMAs have you been to, Kyle?
3.
Have you ever had a truck in one?
No, I've never built a full. My truck has Kelderman on it.
Yeah.
I put air ride on it. I don't know, about 5 years ago. But it's a rusted out work truck. it just does the work. That's it. I've never built a full custom or anything like that.
Dude, I honestly think that should be the truck in the booth, though.
I
like,
agree.
that's more obtainable to the average person. Like, obviously, the cool trucks, like what David has, like the flashy stuff. And then, who's that guy with the blue truck with the sled on the back?
Oh, that.
Dorado.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mark Dorado.
Mark. Yep.
That thing was sweet. But then, like,
I want to see the rusty work truck.
I want to see the rusty work truck with a full Kelderman kit on it. Like, that kit has to cost more than your truck.
I would hope.
At this point, the kit's probably worth more than the truck is at this point.
Yeah.
It's been around for a little while. It's got like 220,000 miles on it, and the quarter panels or the rocker panels and everything, cab corners are all rotted out of it, and
That's
Yeah, but you don't need those. That's the Iowa Delete.
Yeah, that's standard Iowa weight loss program right there.
We get the same thing up here. I would love to see that thing like glossed up, waxed over on the bubbled paint.
Like wax right to the rust.
Yeah, to the rust.
That would be sweet.
And then a setup
We've got what year is it? I think it's an 08 or 9 Ram 3500 that has our air ride on it. They put the air ride on it when it had 10 miles on it, and it'd honestly still be on the road if it hadn't got wrecked. But when it got wrecked, it had 489,000 miles on it.
Wow. And it kept that original kit?
Yep. It still had the original suspension, the original bag. It was only on a second compressor.
Is that what usually goes on those trucks?
What?
Like the compressor? Because so you guys are from the Rust Belt, obviously, which obviously so are we. But do you guys lose what goes bad on those kits? Like, what do you have to replace? Do you have to pull the kit apart every year and do bushings and whatnot?
So if I want to do it on my truck, what would you do? I have an F350 dually. What would I have to look forward to? It's my workhorse. I use it to haul stuff all around. What would be my maintenance?
Make sure you drain the tanks. The most common problem we have with them, especially in the Midwest, let me rephrase that. The most common problem we have with them in the cold areas is guys forget to drain the tanks and it'll get moisture in the system.
Fair enough, yeah.
And it will either freeze up the mechanical height control valves or it'll freeze up the solenoids in the electronic system when it gets super cold. But for the most part, mine's been on there for 5 years, and I had to replace the compressors a year after I did it because I had a set that came off of a truck that were supposed to only be 6 months old that I think were older than that.
Oh.
And one of them quit working. And so I put 2 brand new ones in it. So they're 4 years old. Same height control valve, same dryer, same everything's on it other than those. That's the only thing I've done to it. And I just, usually when I change the oil on it, I crack the tanks open and, make sure there's no moisture or anything in them.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Other than that, I don't do anything to them. Depending on your usage and stuff, you could see bushings go, but I've got a guy that's got a 17 F450 that's got a 5 to 6 inch kit on it that we put on with 10,000 miles on the truck. And the last time I talked to him, he was at almost 300,000 miles on it.
Damn.
What?
Yeah.
What does he do? Hot shotting?
No. What? Kind of, I guess. He uses the truck mostly for hauling his own equipment and stuff around.
Okay.
But he side hustles and he'll haul trucks and stuff for us every once in a while. And then he'll haul some boats for people. He lives down in New Orleans, so he moves boats around down there, and he'll go pick them up down in Florida and move them around and stuff. But for the most part, he just hauls stuff for himself.
No.
But I bet out of those almost 300,000 miles on that truck and his second engine on it, actually, he had to put a motor in it in January. I never even did hear what happened to it, but the motor let go in it.
Was the emissions on it?
No, he deleted it with
Oh.
2,000 miles on it.
Hell yeah.
Guy, I like that.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, his was one of the first ones that was done, and the way they deleted it, it had an ECU out of a truck from Mexico on it, so that they could get around the emissions because nobody could break that new programming that Ford did in 17.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he had a couple of issues with it right out of the gate, but
Yeah, like it
as
only
far as I
spoke
know,
Spanish.
I think it actually.
They could order a
Yeah.
taco. The old TJ special.
I think it still has the same ECU in it.
Wow.
I don't think they ever changed it
Oh,
after
if it
the
works.
coating came out. But
yeah.
but now that truck, we've done a couple of repairs to it, but I bet it's probably safe to say that 90% of those miles has had a 36 or a 44-foot gooseneck behind it with a load on it.
Wow. So that's cool. I just thought your kits were like, not that they were fragile by any means, but like I only saw them on Fisher's trucks and at SEMA and whatnot and on show trucks. I didn't
see
know
them
like
on shiny trucks.
Yeah, I didn't know there was actually like a workhorse side of Kelderman.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, they were actually the original ones when they were originally designed by Gary, the founder of the company, is what we call our 2-bag rear. So it still has the leaf springs in there, but it's got an upper framework that bolts in where the hitch and stuff would be, and then a swing arm that attaches back by the bumper that comes up and hooks to the rear shackle on the leaf spring.
Uh-huh.
So it still utilizes the leaf spring partially, but it has the airbags on there to help soften the ride up.
Okay.
It's more for ride quality. However, guys still use those to tow and stuff all the time. They're kind of popular with like snowbirds and stuff like that. They'll put them on their trucks that they tow down to Arizona and stuff in the winter. So you can still tow with them. The 4-link stuff didn't really come about until early 2000s when Jeff kind of took over, and he decided to build a lift for him. And to get higher, he had to go with the 4-link. So the first truck that really stood out for Kelderman was Big Red. It was on the cover of, I don't know, probably a dozen magazines, ran off of, vegetable oil, reclaimed vegetable oil and stuff like that.
That's cool. What kind of truck was it?
Grease truck.
So it was an 03 Dodge Ram crew cab long box, and technically probably the first mega cab in the world. After he got it, that was the first year when they shrunk down the crew cab, so it was just slightly bigger than a extended cab on those.
Yep, little baby door in the back.
Yep. Well, he had his kids and stuff, and there wasn't hardly enough room to get in and out of there, let alone put an adult in the back of it. So,
Yeah.
I can't remember who did it, but he sent it to a guy, and they added basically 8 inches to the back of the cab, and then shortened the long box so it was a little bit longer than a regular short box, and sent it back. So it was essentially a mega cab short box, and then had a 8 to 10 inch lift on it. And that truck, when we got rid of it a couple years ago, 2 years ago, it had like 290 some thousand, I think 80 some, 90 some thousand miles on it. It'd been all over the country to shows and pulling trailers and stuff everywhere.
Nice.
That was kind of the step into the 4-link, and then from there he took off and kind of reverse engineered it and went to a stock height 4-link for towing, and it just snowballed from there. And
That's cool.
Yeah, I like the stock height kit though. I mean, I know lifts are fun and all, but for like what I do with my truck, a stock height kit would be really awesome.
Well, I can imagine it adds ride quality also.
Take some of the Wu-Tang out of my truck because that thing hurts.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we do a ton of the stock heights for a lot of different stuff, but guys that do like hot shotting will do our stock height 4-link rear, so it gives them some better towing capabilities, and it stiffens up the rear end so you don't get that swaying and back and forth when you got a load on the back of the truck that you get with leaf springs.
Oh, wow. Never even thought of that.
Oh, I didn't either.
Yeah. Yeah, so with the 4-link, you take the flex and the movement out of the leaf springs, and then when we put the track bar on there to keep everything centered, that takes the rest of it out, basically. And then we usually do an upgraded sway bar on them, so it's a little heavier sway bar to take some of the body roll out of them, with and without a trailer on them.
Nice.
That makes a huge difference with a trailer, though.
Yeah.
Especially if you got like a big enclosed trailer or a horse trailer or something like that. That's a little bit more top heavy than just a gooseneck.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of it out of it. Makes a huge difference in how they handle and ride.
There you go, Ryan.
I know. I'm kind of sold.
Now you're gonna have to do a Kelderman kit before you do a delete.
Do it all at the same time.
I haven't gotten there yet either.
All at once. That's awesome. Well, thanks for being on the show, Kyle. It's been awesome having you
it's
on
been
here.
great.
I learned a ton actually about. I thought the kits were just for shiny trucks. I didn't realize they actually had some like functionality to them.
And then
No.
what else is Kelderman? Is Kelderman doing some more stuff other than air suspension?
Obviously, we've got our air suspension. We've got our own line of bumpers and grills. And then Jeff just kind of started doing some stuff with UTVs, doing some aftermarket grills. We've sold a shitload of license plate brackets for them, for guys that are riding like down in Arizona and South Dakota and stuff like that, where they got all the trails, but it's got to have a license plate and turn signals and all that shit on it.
Huh.
He's made some brackets and stuff for that, so we're kind of doing some of that. But our bumpers, we started our bumpers right around 16, 17, and they've been a big hit. We've sold a ton of the bumpers and grills. Prior to that, we'd always use other people's stuff, and a lot of times you'd run into stuff where they'd get kind of twisted in shipping or whatever, and it was a big one-piece bumper, and there's not much you can do with it to fix it. I mean, if they were bad enough, we'd send them back to the company and get a different one, but a lot of times we'd kind of straighten them out and make them work or whatever. But the biggest thing that everybody always kind of complained about customer-wise was, like, take a 450, for instance, that comes with the extra wide flares for that wide track front end they got. Most of the other bumpers weren't wide enough to cover the flares. They stopped at the fenders for like a 250 or a 350.
Yeah.
But even a 250 or a 350, if you put the big bushwhackers on them or something, they were wider than the bumper.
Yeah.
So when we started looking at it, we kind of collectively sat down and talked about it, and we actually made ours as a 3-piece system. So there's a center section and then wing. Center section's the same, but the wings we can do different widths, from a stock height to like the slightly wider bushwhacker flares to the pocket style bushwhacker flares that stick out quite a bit, or like the 450s, we can do them for the factory 450 flares. So the bumper's as wide as the flares. You don't have that little goofy offset there.
Yeah. No, that'll look way better.
Yeah, it made a huge difference in how everything looked. And then what took off really quickly was we were able to kind of change up how you would paint the bumpers. So a lot of times we'll do, like if it's a two-tone truck, we'll do like the center section the same color as the main part of the body, and then the wings the same color as the two-tone strip across the bottom, and kind of mix and match them together, and it makes them look a lot different, but it also gives them cleaner lines. Whereas if you were going to do something like that with a regular bumper, you would have to tape it off, and the lines would stand out like a sore thumb, and it wouldn't look as clean.
Yeah.
So.
And you guys do all this in house now?
Yep, everything's built in house.
That's awesome. How big's your facility down there?
So the entire plant's probably about 150,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive.
It's big. Well, like Brody said, the building that installs in, there's a barn inside of the building, and it's a 2-story barn.
It's pretty cool.
You built a building around the barn, or you put the barn in a building?
We built the building inside the barn we built the barn inside the building after the main building was up.
Why?
We needed somewhere to have the restrooms and stuff, and then what eventually ended up being my office out in install was, sorry, dog's barking at something. Was originally built as a conference room, and then it didn't really get used. So the previous install manager didn't have an office either. So at a certain point, I was like, I kind of need an office so I can do stuff.
You're like, I need this.
That's not down on the floor where they're running impacts and everything's loud and you're trying to talk on the phone and do stuff. So we turned that into it's my office, and then the girl that does parts for us, she's in there too. So
well, that works.
Nice.
But yeah, it worked out all right.
Yeah. Well, awesome, man.
But we do all of our production and stuff there, build everything, powder coats all in house. If you send a truck there to have it built, we have a full-time painter that does all the custom color match, paint bumpers, paint door handles and mirror caps and trim and.
Oh, so you guys do more than just powder coat. You guys do like full body shop paint.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Now I kind of want to go and check it
I
out.
was gonna say, so road trip.
Yeah.
I recommend it.
Take some TDIs down
You're
there.
coming with.
Well, yeah, I would. No shit.
We can stay at Kyle's house.
I mean, he already knows.
No,
the
you can stay on his couch in the barn.
That's true.
Yeah, there you go.
Brody said it's nice. Well, cool, guys. You guys got any more questions for Kyle?
Well, where do we find the product? Like, what's your website, Instagram? Where can we find out?
So, go ahead.
No, where do we find you?
So the website's just kelderman.com. Our Instagram is Kelderman Trucks, and I think the Facebook page is, I think it's Kelderman. I think it's just Kelderman. Kelderman or Kelderman Trucks. I can't remember what the Facebook page is.
Okay. Everyone's collectively looking you up on Instagram right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, good times, Kyle.
And follow. It's done.
Cool. We're doing it. Well, cool, Kyle. You have a good rest of your night, and we're gonna wrap things up here. But thanks for coming on, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. It was great talking to you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Kyle. You're the man.
Thanks. Later, guys.
All right.
Right, see you, buddy.
Bye.
Well, guys,
I learned a lot.
Yeah. Very impressed.
surprise, motherfucker.
Ooh, edgy.
Yeah.
I like him.
I do too. He's fun.
Oh, he's such a cool dude. God, I've had a lot of good times with him.
Yeah. No, SEMA's gonna be a blast this year with those guys. Like knowing them, and then like hopefully the van burnout takes off, and we can do that at SEMA too.
And the van gets in the show.
Yeah.
Do you remember the dream years ago as we were driving there? Wouldn't it be hilarious if one day we could get the van into a SEMA show?
You know how many shitty vehicles I've bought, and I'm like, this thing's going in SEMA. Like,
Dude, you bought
Ranger?
like four.
'Cause I think
Four in the
you're-
last couple months.
that's like my favorite thing about SEMA is like you go there and there's these bitchin' cars and like it's amazing. And same thing with Barrett Jackson. Like you see these amazing vehicles, and then like I love seeing things I can obtain. Like for $20,000 I could own that. So like if
A 91 Ranger, and you're like, damn, right.
oh yeah,
Here we are.
Like if Kyle showed up with his truck like fully on air with like a $20,000 kit under it, and he's driving like an 06 6-liter shit box.
I love that, yeah.
Like rusted out. I don't know if it's a shit box. Sorry, Kyle.
We hope that, okay, we have our ideas of what it is.
Yeah, like rusty, but like still bitchin' suspension underneath
Yeah.
it. Like, dude, that's what I want to see.
You want to see the
When you have to
undercarriage?
gusset the rusty frame to put
Yeah.
the suspension on.
Yeah, maybe after we roach the van, they'll throw a kit under it or something.
Yeah.
Make it an ultra low kit.
Yeah,
Oh, man. Like, cut the rear end out. And
I got
tug
nothing
it.
against tubbing the frame.
I will do anything. Dude, did you see how much mining I did to that to get the suspension
I
under
know.
I have?
I got a torch at work. We can C-notch the frame, 4-link it.
I'm surprised you even know what that means.
Do they have a E350 kit? I wonder. Let's look it up. And in the meantime,
Everybody listening, I love just sitting here and watching, going back and forth because I'm at the end table all the time.
so,
like
so many
watching-
ideas. What are we doing next?
It's like a hurricane around here.
Oh my gosh! All
That is
right,
so
we gotta talk to Kyle and see if we can get an E350 bag kit. Text him. See what he
now.
says.
All right.
Right now.
Hey, Kyle.
What are we doing here? It's gonna be sweet. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening to us. We're gonna try and get these episodes a little more often. We're trying to get at least one or two more before UCC.
Yeah.
It's gonna get real dicey because Brody's got a lot of stuff to finish. Ryan and I have a lot to do with the van. We're coming out with clothing. So we're going to have T-shirts, hoodies, and then lots of stickers. So Again, thanks for hanging out. We're going to have a website live soon where you guys can purchase stuff if you want to, or just hit us up on Instagram. We'll go ahead and sell you whatever you want. Apple Pay, Venmo, PayPal. I don't care.
Neither.
I'll take it. You can mail me $1 at a time, and as soon as I have. If you mailed me $1, I'll give you a T-shirt. How about that?
There you go.
If anybody mails me $1,
and if anybody has any ideas of if people want to let us know what they want to hear next, what they want us to talk about.
And honestly, thank you everyone for listening. This has been fun.
And stay tuned. We're getting her up on Spotify and all the other Apple
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
Ooh, really?
I don't know.
Oh, I just always wanted to be a SoundCloud rapper, and I feel like this is as close as I'll ever be.
You can do that. I know you can. Just start making shit up, and you'll be on SoundCloud.
I got the mixing board.
Yeah. There you go.
Doing it. All right, everybody, have a good night. Day, afternoon, morning, whatever you're into.
All right, I'm going to get some food.
Peace.